Someone forgot to tell the president that. Just watch.
I want to begin. I made it clear, and I said that I ordered warships. I refused to let that happen. I know that some Americans, I will never minimize the costs. I am convinced, along with many other world leaders, I have no greater responsibility than keeping this country safe.
He said 25 times, which is about once per minute. We didn't count the me's or the my's. But Congress, let me tell you something. You remember when I warned you you're going to become irrelevant? Congratulations. Who's irrelevant? You are. Yes. Now, great guy, huh? President, pundits lauding the president for taking charge. But I thought the reason we sat back and let France and England take the lead on Libya is because we didn't want to be seen as starting a third military engagement with a Muslim nation. So I was watching, I'm trying to think, why is the president saying me, my, I all the time? He's like a pull string doll. I. It was weird because we didn't want that. Then I got up this morning and I saw this. Polls show that Americans like the president to be in charge. Not going to show it. Well, look at the big G. Why I tell you, the polls show that the president like him to be in charge. So he's just following that. Really? I'm confused because this is the same guy who completely ignored about 60% of Americans when they said they were against health care. And he was saying, I think it's important. Remember that? Now he suddenly cares what people think. Doesn't add up. May I have a different theory on what's happening? Remember the boards I showed you at the beginning of the hour? Yeah. All those things something's wrong there, right? Is it possible that what you're seeing is almost like a made-for-TV movie? I mean, it's made for people in the Middle East. This isn't for you. This part's not for you. No. Do you remember in the first the program of the year, we showed you how the administration was surrounding themselves with 1960s radicals? Same ones that called our troops baby killers back in Vietnam. Isn't it weird that those guys are still running the show? You got Bernadine Dorn and Bill Ayers. You got the Code Pink people. I hate them, but yet they're still involved. In fact, Bill Ayers here, love this guy. You know, he's over in Beirut giving speeches right now. It's weird. We'll show you that tomorrow. This guy hated the troops so much that he and his group actually made bombs that they were going to set off at Fort Dix at a dance where troops would be attending. Thankfully, they didn't harm any soldiers, but the bomb did explode, killing a few of those guys. Oh. Of course, now they're smart enough. They know. What is it Van Jones says? Drop the radical pose for the radical ends. They can't call our troops baby killers now. That's not popular. Why do that? I mean, it's not popular even in their circles. Why do that when you can have others, say it for you? Have you seen these photos released? This one's by Rolling Stone from the American kill squads. They're horrifying. There's a video of 2 Afghan civilians riding motorcycles being shot and killed. Horrifying. These soldiers were allegedly keeping the body parts as trophies. Okay, these guys are beyond scumbags that need to be punished. They're psychos. Okay? But there are 5 accused of murdering innocent civilians. 5. There are hundreds of thousands of soldiers. Yet the headlines all say the same thing. Kill team. Thousands of pictures, leaving the impression that all of our troops are killers. Well, that's simply not the truth. But the problem isn't really with Rolling Stone magazine. The problem is that this came out at the same time we're going into Libya. At least Der Spiegel came out. When did this one come out? Oh, 3/29. Isn't that weird? What an amazing timing, isn't it? Here's a couple of questions. Who's releasing these photos? Where are these pictures coming from? First batch of pictures came from Germany's Der Spiegel magazine. Latest batch, Rolling Stone. Published 17 of the pictures. Timing bothers me. The Army allegedly learned about the photos as early as last May. In June, the Army announced one of the soldiers was facing murder charges. Then in October, it said this soldier would be court-martialed. Last Monday, Der Spiegel ran the photos. That is so weird. You want a Pulitzer Prize? Hey, journalists, here's a Pulitzer Prize. Find out who despises our soldiers so much that they felt they needed to release these propaganda gold mines to the press at this particular time, so that 5 murderous scumbags can ruin the decent image of the rest of the 99.9% of American troops. This has put our troops in danger. and made it harder for our troops in the Middle East. And the president stands behind France and England, doesn't want to cause any trouble with that. That's why he didn't take the lead. And then he announces in his first press conference that we're taking charge. And then he announces that we're going to give it over to NATO. And then this morning, no, we haven't decided. White House hasn't decided whether we're going to arm the rebels. And yet the press is saying that those rebels are the same ones our soldiers were fighting over in Afghanistan and in Iraq. Isn't this weird? I wonder if anyone in the press would look into that. I wonder if they're up to the challenge. Huh? No. Back in a minute.